What up, everybody? Charlie be back in the building. Not gonna lie to y'all, I fell out. I fell out last night, and my wife was telling me, she kept waking me up like, you said we need to do the show, and I'm like, That's all she said. I kept saying. I went to sleep on the couch. She said I wasn't moving. So my whole point is this: Miss Charlie be in the building.
What up, everybody?
All right, now we gonna go through these comments because that's what I promised y'all we was gonna do. It's a little something different. So, you got anything to say, babe?
Just that I know, like you said, you would never turn off your comments. Just to let everybody know, I read the comments too. He's not gonna turn off the comments, but some of these people are gonna start getting blocked.
We don't block people, right?
Big blocked. Blatantly blocked. This social diva person.
No, we don't listen back. No.
Well, no. That person, they had terrible things to say after you had a positive show when your mom came back from the hospital, and that person had negative things to say, and it really chapped. Okay. Anyway.
No cussing.
I'm not gonna cuss.
Please.
I'm not gonna cuss. But anyway, I just thought that was really stank and really nasty for that person to come in with those type of comments on such a positive show. Social diva, you need to change your name. Like, it's not giving what you think is giving, sis. Moving on. Rita Morrow. 95.
No. You already said a name.
Okay, this is the last one. Because this person is left with 95 freaking comments. And they're all rude and nasty and creepy.
I don't care.
She's one of the main ones on there, like, show your kids. Show your kids. Okay, sis, I don't know if you're Rita or Richard in your mom's basement waiting on some material, but you are further confirmation of why my children will never be on this here internet. Okay? All right. Okay, I'm done. Can I mention names if they're positive?
Let's go.
Okay. Miss Karita Reeves, and I hope we're saying your name right because you are so sweet and you've been a day one. Always have positive things to say. One of the prayer warriors that got my mom through. It's my mother-in-law, but that's my mama too. I love her to death. Best grandmother a mom could ask for her kids. So shout out.
No doubt.
Yep, shout out Karita Reeves.
No doubt.
Tina Wright, Beauty Babe, super cute. I love your content, love your art, love your vibe, and like I said, always has something positive to say. And ignore the haters in your comments, in your lives and stuff too. Like,
and we're taking your advice. You want to see her?
There's a couple of the supporters that were saying, like, don't show your family, and they understand.
I don't care. My whole thing is this. I look at it like I would show everybody. But my whole point is I'm still a man. You feel what I'm saying? And if somebody talks about my wife, am I going to be upset? Mm-hmm. And I'm more upset when somebody talks about my family than I am when somebody talks about me. But I have to understand too that I can take stuff as comedy and you can't.
Well, that's why I'm not on here.
I told y'all can talk about my mama. It's funny. I'll tell you like, oh, you got her. You feel me?
And side note, like the people in the comments that talk about like how annoying the laugh is and the slap on the table.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
The laugh is not fake. And it's annoying to me too.
No, you my wife.
Anyway, like legit can't take him nowhere. Okay, anyway.
But you're always asking me to go places and I'm cute.
Okay, so.
I'm not cute.
You alright?
Alright, and what I am, this is premeditated, baby. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean I'm alright?
Are we still married?
You married alright?
Okay, well, we're still married, so can you move on, please?
You married alright? Okay, this is why I married her, y'all. Listen.
Why are you in your feelings this morning?
I'm not in my feelings. I'm petty. She could take it. That I don't know how she deal with me. But she one of the realest people I ever met in my life. That if you could take my petty and I guess my laugh that you had to tell everybody you don't like either. You didn't get used to it.
I mean, I'm used to it. That doesn't mean it's still not annoying sometimes. Like when we're out in public and you trying to make me laugh at people and stuff.
Look, you do it too. Why? We'll go out to dinner. No, I'm not stopping. We'll go out to dinner. We'll sit there and have no conversation. We'll look around the room and be like, what you think they talking about? And she'll play her, and I'll play him, and then she talking about, yo, you be trying to get me to laugh. You be doing it too. We don't know what the other couple's talking about, y'all. And we be sitting up there just making up stuff. Why you sleep with my brother? Because he was cuter than you. So like we go out to dinner and do this. I remember one time we went out to dinner and we ate and everything, and while we were eating, we were still critiquing people like, we never had a conversation. So you do it too. I told you she's a hypocrite.
That's a strong word. Okay, anyway.
You do stuff I do. In my second video, I was talking about how you was talking about Tim's boobs. You told me, you distinctly asked me, mention his boobs sweating he need.
Oh, I didn't tell you specifically mention it. I said he needed a bra.
And you said it would stop all the boobs sweat. Hypocrite.
I didn't tell you you had to say that on here. That was us watching the show together. Just stop.
And you told me. My second video, it was on Halloween. Let's have fun tonight. Shh. Go ahead.
We're supposed to be doing the comments from your video last night.
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Comment time.
Okay.
Finally.
Thank you. Robin Murphy.
Hey,
she's another good supporter. She leaves a lot of good comments. She said they don't go to school and they don't go to church. Take them to the park. Take them to the zoo. Take them somewhere. Miss Robin, I agree. Yeah, they need to go somewhere other than being on that farm and isolated. They need to be around other kids. They need to have some experiences other than being on that farm.
That's vocational school to me. Everything you just said, that's vocational school. So you're right, Miss Lady. I'm not going to say you're wrong. Vocational school is not, let's go paint grandma's house. No. Vocational school is not, and if y'all remember this, they doing vocational school filling this barn up with wood. No, so I agree with you totally. Next.
Okay, this person, Janice, 1 UCA 55, I think it is. Charlie B.
What up, Jake?
On some of your videos, I understand Tim has been a liar. What you speak about the children is not true. Their children are fine, and if you look at any other people outside of the USA, it is not all about turning 18 and moving away. And if people are starting to realize that, another thing, children who are taught how to build and farm will make it further than those who don't have a clue. A time is coming when you will not be able to go to the store. I want you to really think about that. The news is not a joke, and if you follow Lead Farmer, you should see that our children need more than these lying school systems can teach. That's why so many people are learning more from TikTok and YouTube. Think about that.
Okay, now this is what I got to say about that. I watch Lead, love Lead, I do. My whole thing is this. Lead gives you a way to survive, right? Okay, if he's giving you a way to survive, like I do on Peanut Game Grid Down, that's if everything goes wrong. What if everything stays right? This is preparation. All the stuff I'm telling you, all the stuff Lead says, is to keep you safe in case. And it's probably going down. I'm not saying. You feel me? That's not what my channel is. But my whole point is this. If it doesn't go down and them boys do turn 21 and they realize all their life, I really don't like this. Because let's just be honest. Allegedly, the older they get, the harder he's going to work them. And the more he's going to sit on his butt. So, once he teaches Tim Jr. allegedly how to drive that tractor, you think he's going to be cutting grass and bush hogging stuff anymore? I don't know. This is just my opinion. I'm asking y'all. Now, after that, what'd she say first?
That the children are fine.
Stop, please.
Okay.
The children are fine.
Oh, and she's talked about like kids learning how to farm, making it further than those who don't. I mean, but my opinion,
Let's have it.
they need a more sound foundational education, and they can learn the agricultural stuff in addition to it. My opinion.
Didn't their daddy learn their agricultural stuff in jail? I don't know. Horticulture, agriculture, allegedly it was something he learned. But my whole thing is this. You want them boys to be you. I can't tell none of my sons do exactly what I did. Marry the woman I married. Nope. I would never do that. All right. Now, if you feel like I'm disrespecting them, I'm not. I'm helping. For this reason right here. It takes a sad man, allegedly, to come online, show his whole family, and then get upset with somebody because he has to get his wife's hair done, allegedly, because we've been talking about it. Next.
Okay. Linda Bynum said, I just want to bring it to your attention when Tim Sr. said God told him to put the children in regular school. Him and Megan enrolled them in the school, but after 2 days, they pulled the children out, citing God didn't want them in public school where their teaching will be compromised. However, I feel that because the children were tested and it was found that the boys weren't up to grade level, that Megan said that they were pulled. That Megan said they pulled them out, saying it was God's will. But Tim doesn't realize God is not a God of confusion, where God says one thing and then changes his mind. Tim is confused and thinks highly of himself. He doesn't remember the last person that thought they were equal to God got kicked out of heaven. Elaborate on schooling and why the state doesn't intervene and have them tested and make them put them in school.
Allegedly, you are so right, Miss Lady. I have nothing to say, but that is perfect. I already said that they pulled them boys out of school because she teaches them, allegedly, on the same grade level. Once they got in school, was they all in the same class? I've already said this. I had a whole video about it. If you want to see it, I'll find it. Oh. Go ahead. She's laughing at me. I thought I was cutting you off.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and just in my opinion, as far as the homeschooling, I think Megan is very intelligent. She is very capable of teaching those boys the things that they need to know if she had time. If everybody wasn't working the farm. I'm going to leave it at that.
You just got to be rude.
That was not rude.
Okay.
I just said the woman was intelligent.
But then
she could get those boys where they need to be if she had time.
You just said it again. That's rude. You basically said, oh, Megan intelligent. She's smart. But let me tell you where she is messing up.
I'm not saying she's messing up. I'm just saying okay, I'm going to leave it alone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did you about to repeat it?
Fine. Okay. Mama G, she's another one that leaves a lot of good comments.
What up, Mama?
How is it Tim gets the toys he wants, but the boys don't get to go shopping for toys? What about getting Megan a car she can manage? She also said it was good meeting your mom. Glad she's better and back home. I like how you rearranged the pictures. You must have been reading my mind. I don't have anything to say about Tim. That's ridiculous. Megan too, poor boys.
You said a lot.
I know what she was talking about though. That one picture was messing with my ADD too, so it looks better like that. What?
Now you got ADD?
No, this is your thing. I didn't have no input on.
We married all the time. Now you telling me you got ADD?
Listen. Do you got anything to say about her comment?
Look, I need to break her comment down. Give me the first of it, and when you stop, I'll go.
She said, "How's it Tim gets the toys he wants, but the boys don't get to go shopping for toys?"
My whole thing is this: the boys should have their whole own money to go shopping for anything they want. The boys should have enough money to be like, "Daddy, I done saved up $800. Take me to go get me a dirt bike."
Somebody, I don't remember who it was, but somebody was saying that the boys should have a what's it called when the kids are like on TV and stuff, a Coogan account?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I might be saying it wrong, but somebody had said that those boys should have that, and I agree.
Okay, now finish it. Okay.
Sorry. Charlie B, it was good meeting your mom. Oh, no. She was saying that get Megan a car she can manage.
You see how Tim be in there? How was Megan in there bouncing around with them boys? And he basically said he bought that excursion because it was one of the safest. Wrong voice. It's one of the safest cars out there. It's big, and I ain't got to worry about nothing. Sounds like you got to worry about your tires falling off.
She don't want to drive that.
No, she don't want to drive that. Why would she want to drive that?
She doesn't.
She went from a minivan to basically a mini Mack truck. No, she don't want to drive that. What else did she say?
That was it, pretty much.
Okay.
Jackie Davis, she's another one.
What up, Jackie?
Wow, leaves a lot of good comments. She said no holidays, but they had a Super Bowl party. I mean, I think that's enough said.
That's a holiday.
Listen,
Like
I said,
you inviting people over, you cooking, y'all sitting there celebrating, laughing, and talking. As you say, Tim, fellowshipping. Next.
Okay. And the secular music, but anyway.
You want?
Mom Margie, shout out to her. She's another one, leaves a lot of good comments.
What up, Miss Mark?
After hearing Tim speak, I had to digress for a moment. The Most High called anyone to be one of his foot soldiers to help lead his flock to the motherhood. They definitely have to be patient, loyal, and not so quick to speak, because any person that is so quick to speak before thinking will automatically spill out so many lies before they even realize that they even lied in the first place. The Lord loves using people who listen to people in order to give the right response when needed, because the Most High is using the individual mouth to speak what he has to convey. Working for the Most High is definitely a serious job that is not given to any man, and is only given to the strong man who is willing to work under the Most High.
You want me to answer that?
No.
My whole
You
point
don't
is
have to
that.
respond to it.
I'm going to respond to it. It sounds like you so much into your book, I have nothing to say, because I do not.
She also said that with him having his comments off, that's telling me that he's not willing to listen and learn anything from anybody. Tim, just like your children need a mother and a father, you also need to have some older and experienced men in your life who are actually working for the Most High to help guide and support you during this long journey, because none of the Most High foot soldiers are stupid.
What do you say to that?
No.
What do you say to that?
I mean...
But we have to say this. Allegedly, you are so right. I have no respect. You said it all, and where's your channel? Next.
Okay. This person, I think it's cute. I think the name is That's Fun. Said,
What's up, fun?
I had a few observations about IAG that ultimately made me not want to watch again. Number one, disrespect of Megan, always calling her crazy in front of those boys and on YouTube. Even if you were joking, that's for you and her, not anyone else. My father kept strict respect about my mom in front of me and my brothers. If there was disrespectful stuff going on, it was between them. Two, Tim constantly says to folks watching, I know y'all don't understand. You may talk down to folks around you, but not smart to pull that on YouTube. He appears to have more respect for
Say it.
YT people. I'm just gonna say the letters YT people than he does his own kind. Case in point, every person of non-color is yes ma'am, no ma'am sir, yes and no to your own kind, referring to non-browns and blacks, Miss and Mrs. insert name. When I was growing up, hold on, I lost it. When I was growing up, and when I raised my children, they had to add Mr. or Miss to my friend's name. It bothered me he allowed them to call same by his first name with no Mr. Sure, you may know him, but they are not grown. Heck, in order to reinforce calling that adult with Mr. or Miss, me and their dad call the person Mr. Same, for example. I don't have a problem with not celebrating holidays. Most of this stuff is made up, money grab. It took forever for me to talk my family into not giving gifts during Christmas. Instead, we gather and remind each other of the love of Christ.
Okay, now, let me talk about the Christmas thing. My whole thing is, me and my wife give to each other all year, so we really don't do Christmas for each other. We do Christmas for the kids. Holidays, how can I put this? Hallows night, Halloween night, whatever. We do that for the kids. For this reason right here. Do they go trick-or-treating? No. But, do they have one of the best costumes on I can find to go to school? To rock out with their friends? Of course. Now, Tim is what I could call, allegedly, a man who thinks he's doing right. How can I say? In his mind, I think he thinks he's doing right. But it just feels like he doesn't see the full view of everything. Like, if you're doing right, shouldn't nobody feel down? So, I think these boys are in a spot where, if you notice, he tries to make, like, yard work and stuff fun. That's play. He tries to make, allegedly, them doing their thing fun. Them working fun. Now, the other day, he got out there and threw the football around, but that's really the only playing I've ever seen him do. So, that's the best way I can answer your question, because it's hard to really try to explain Tim to anybody. Next.
Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back. You're gonna have to shout this person out later because I screenshotted the comment and I think it cut their name off. They said, what part of Africa, Tim? Africa is a continent, and do you think you can teach a lot of the countries to farm when they've been farming for ages? You think all of Africa is poor? There are 54 countries in Africa, Tim, so where are you going? Don't get it twisted. Colombia also is not third world. Tim is the most uneducated so-called influencer on YouTube. It's fine the kids have chores, but don't act like they're doing something out of the normal. They feed the animals and clean up. Those young men, quote unquote, are not going to be able to function outside of a farm setting if you continue to train them only to do that. Tim, all of you need speech therapy. They can barely form complete sentences. You're keeping those kids in a bubble. Hopefully they will be able to venture off when they get older and find what they really want to do in life. I remember one of the boys saying when he grows up he's going to the army. That spoke volumes. Hold on, I had to do this in 2 screenshots.
He needs to go somewhere.
Says he doesn't want to be just doing farm chores. I'm sure it was Titus.
Okay. Now, I had somebody earlier say, it's a new thing for kids to understand that they don't have to leave home and stuff like this. It's a new thing for you to have your kids lazy and living off of you? No. Now, at least one of the boys is dreaming. And he's keeping his dreams to himself, allegedly, because he know he can't say nothing to his dad. And I bet you, I didn't see that episode. And if you could tell me where that is, I would love to see it. Because I bet you Tim Ladner, yeah, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say for that one.
Oh, can I say something?
You can say whatever you want, baby. I'm not 10.
As far as like...
Whoa, I'm cutting you off.
Hold on, I think somebody else might have said something about him traveling and trying to do stuff in other places. Oh man, they said something about him like needing a passport and just how it wasn't going to be so easy for him to move around and everything. And also, like,
you're trying to escape. You ain't going to Africa and staying there acting like you ain't never done nothing, brother. No, they ain't allowing that. Allegedly.
Yeah, I think that the person was just making the point that the logistics of it are probably not what he thinks it is if he's thought about it at all.
He hasn't thought about it, allegedly. He was talking. Okay, if Tyson or Purdue said, oh, we're going over to Africa and we feeding Africa, do you know how many black people would switch there? Only by Tyson. Do you know how that would blow Tyson through the roof? Even with 13%, 14% of the population, right? There is not enough money to invest in you, Tim, to you to fly all this stuff and do all this stuff. And like with the passport and all this, like she said, I don't know.
And I know you don't want to get political on here, but I'm gonna just say the administration in office right now is terrible to immigrants, and it's making other countries not want us to come there. So I'll leave. What?
You're looking at the phone. You're not looking at me, and we don't do politics.
Okay, that's all I said. It's people don't want Americans in their country right now.
See what I mean?
Okay.
Next.
All right. So Marsha Johnson, she's another writer. She's been around for a while.
What up, Miss J?
If Megan has an English degree, why are those boys talking like that? She needs to get on that, throwing no shade. Listen, she's on the same page as me. That no shade. Like I said, if she had more time, I feel like she could do better with the boys.
You answered that one.
Okay. Marquita Thomas, she's another one, leaves a lot of good comments. She said, don't nobody want that spoiled meat. And don't.
And what?
No, that's my response. And don't. No. Nobody wants that. No, ma'am. And she also said kids should be stop. We're not gonna harp on the spoiled meat.
Yes, we are. He's feeding to his family. Tell him, man.
And she also said kids should be allowed to dream. It's so crazy how they seem to have no outside interests. And I completely agree.
Totally agree. No allegedly here.
Okay.
Totally agree. The kids need some outside interest. Like I said, when they first got Rooster back, where's the movie? Where's Mustafa? What's going on?
She said there's no music or art or play, just hard work for everyone but his big old self.
Oh, they watch themselves on TV. Tim makes them watch themselves. He's trying to turn his boys into narcissists, allegedly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
This was another good one. This person, what's new Newsomes, says how do those children know anything about hate? They're sheltered from the world. The only way they know hate is from what he defines as hate. Hate to him is anyone who has an opinion that is different from his. Hate to him is anyone who comments and questions him about the things he says on his videos. The videos clearly show academically they are not where they need to be. One thing I know about an English teacher, they are going to correct your grammar when spoken improper, and they are always speaking broken English. As he always say, he's not expecting us to understand. I understand clearly, and you can look up any and everything he claims and know it's not true. Why be boastful?
Perfectly said, allegedly. My whole point is this. Like I said before, the kids talk more fluent about farm chores or about farming, period, than they can talk about schooling, allegedly. And I think that's not right. Like the lady just said, once they leave that farm, if all they know is farming, it's a wrap. So I agree. Let's keep it moving.
And I also agree with them being so sheltered. Anything they know about hate has been told to them by...
It's been taught by their dad.
Yeah.
Okay? It's been taught by their dad. Like, I did a show of him talking about crabs in a barrel and all this, right? Your kids is 9, you say now. He used to be 10, you said. So, allegedly, like I said, you don't know how old your kids is. But... they're so young, man. They don't need to be involved in Charlie B mess and yo mess, and it's just alleged, man. This is all entertainment. It's funny. You entertain, but I think you funny. Let's go.
Okay. Let me see. Tanya Howard said, "Why do those boys look stressed when they were talking?"
Because they was trying to remember their lines. It's not about them talking. They're sitting, that's them trying to remember, to me, allegedly, just my opinion. And I don't know, allegedly, how much trouble they get into. If you got to keep shooting, or keep taking, and keep filming, I don't know. But it's a TV show, and they need to be paid as such. I'm done.
Okay.
Allegedly. I wasn't done.
This person, Fear to Succeed, said, "How is he giving
What up, Fear?
food to all these countries and his food is not safe to eat or approved? How will he get the food to these other countries and he's scared of heights? He will need to get on a plane. He want to do so much, but he and his family don't go off the compound. And when they do not go past Lowe's, Home Depot, or the post office. Listening to him speak makes my stomach turn, and I wish some authority would step in to help these children. Tim always want to say people like us. I'm a black person, but he a black man by himself. He is so stuck on prison life. The only time I watch him is when I watch your show. Those kids will not run a business if they do not get the proper learning and the time to study."
Is that it?
Hold on. When he says he needs to talk to the kids about their own people, is he talking about black people or their family that do not agree with their upbringing? The kids' speeches were practiced like an Easter speech on Sunday morning. Noah has never been to public school, so why would he say that he asked God what to do when the kids were talking about holidays? He's only 5. Was this preschool for him? Tim was proud that they learned their speeches.
He was so bright. That good boy. See, how can anybody hate on that? How can anybody hate on that? Now, with the school thing, like I said, allegedly, was they all in the same class? And Megan didn't like that? That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. Oh, this is Mom Margie again. She says, "This is to whom it may concern. If your mother is still here on earth, she is a blessing to you while she's still here. So Charlie B, if you want to talk about your mother until the cows come home, feel free. But we all know you don't own any cows. So continue on talking about your mother if you like, because at the end of the day, that's your mother and she is a blessing to you."
I got 2 dogs. And I will continue to talk about my mama. Thank you. And 2 lizards. And fish. And but anyway, go ahead.
Shout out to Miss Juanita. She said give your mom big hugs. She makes a lot of good comments.
I will, Miss Lady.
I think there might be a couple more like we can do at another time. We gotta get the kids ready for school.
All right. So Charlie B fell out. We were supposed to do this last night, but she couldn't wake me up. So gotta get my babies going. I love y'all. Y'all be easy. Want to say bye?
Peace out, everybody.
All right. Till next time. Let's get it. Let's go. I gotta get my kids going. I'll see y'all later.